everybody, welcome back to another video. That's right, it's the T on MPD and relationships. Hello everyone, to all of my new subscribers and new family members. Hello, hi, welcome, and to my tribe and family at large. Listen, y'all, welcome back. Thank you all so much for coming back and watching another video. Family, you know I'm always asking y'all to do what? Hit that like button, hit that like button. I want y'all to hit that like button, okay? Because that helps us spread the information throughout the algorithm. And please believe you, when you do hit that like button, it helps, okay? So y'all know the goal of the day is 2.1K plus on the likes. I'm believing God that one day we're gonna meet that, okay? On a single video, at least within the first 10 hours. How about that? That is an aggressive goal, but I know God can do it. Jesus can do it all because he paid it all right? So y'all help a sister out, all right? Hit that like button. Also, to those of you that desire a copy of the book, please email us at theteaonnpdcoaching@gmail.com. In the subject line, you are going to reference book. You know, I told y'all this is a showstopper. It's a jaw dropper. Please understand that this book is the business, okay? And it is not based on a fictional. No. This is based on a true story. Okay, so you don't want to miss it. And I do have some copies left. And please email me. And I will hand autograph your book. We will send you the information where you need to pay, and then we will get that mailed out to you. Also, I wanted to let you all know I am right now accepting new coaching clients. So if you are in need of a life coach, please email me at theteaonnpdcoaching@gmail.com. In the subject line, you are going to reference coaching, and we will get back with you with pricing and availability. Okay. Last but certainly not least, for those of you that desire to sow into this work that we're doing here on this channel, that helps to make it possible for us to keep doing this work and plowing away, getting people healed, set free, and delivered by the power of God through the Spirit, through the Holy Spirit, just being able to deliver this content, to give you all information. Thank you for those of you that care enough to sow, okay, and put that make a contribution to the channel. The ways that you can give are listed below. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and I believe Zelle is on there as well. All right. So to those of you that I've seen some come in. So I want to say thank you. A great big God bless you. All right. So thank you. Let's jump into the topic of this video. All right, y'all. And my apologies for the long intro, but yeah, let's get into it. I know y'all waiting because I haven't talked about this push-pull game. But y'all know I'm about to expose it T-style. Y'all already know what time it is. You already know what time it is. So listen, here's the deal. The biggest thing that victims, or what we like to call survivors and thrivers, okay, have to deal with, that literally knocks us off our game, trying to leave these birds, is the fact that that whole trauma bond situation is sometimes just so debilitating. Okay, it really is. And I want to talk to you about how addictive that is and how it becomes that way, because it's not just the trauma bond. It's double layered. Okay, it's double layered. And once I expose this game right here, it's going to help you understand a whole lot about why you were so attached to this person that was such a horrible individual. Okay, so listen, y'all remember when you first got with the narcissist, and the narcissist was talking about all of these things that they were going to do. They're going to take you around the world, take you traveling all of these different places, future fake and tell you they're going to marry you. Talking about how you just going to have a wonderful life together. You know, all of these different things. They're going to buy you a house. They're going to make sure that they take care of you. They protect you. They do all of these things. All the things that you want to hear. Okay? Yeah, they do that. And so, it's not just that you believed them. We believed them. Thought it was true. Didn't think that somebody could just lie to your face just like that. Just straight like that. Straight like that. Just lie. I mean, pure, unadulterated lies. Yeah, that's what they do. So you, and not just you, but we all did. Bought into the lie. Thought it was for real. Thought they like, oh, this and this person. And some of y'all was dealing with these people, and the people was even in church. Okay? Attending church every Sunday. I mean, you really think that you really think that this a good person. No, they lying. Done had 50 million girlfriends. None of them turned into a marriage, but one or two, maybe. One, probably. And so, you don't know what you're dealing with until you get into it and you realize that it's not normal. Okay? You don't know what you're dealing with until you get into it and you realize that it's not normal. So the push-pull game exposed goes like this. Okay? Watch this. This is going to bless your life. The pull, we call it push-pull, but it's actually pull-push. Okay? Because they pull first and then they push. Okay? Let me explain to you what the pull is. The pull is the the pull is the love bombing. Okay? The future faking. All of that. That's what they do to pull you close to them. Okay? To get that buy-in from you. To get your attention. Okay? Because your attention is fuel to them. Your attention plus your emotion. Okay? That's fuel to a narcissist. They need it. They have to have it. Okay? All right. So that pull is what draws us and keeps us locked in that space. But wait a minute. They got to add something to it in order to get that emotional hook. The emotional hook, okay, is going to be that positive intermittent reinforcement. They got to add that to it, okay? Because guess what? When that push starts, that's when that positive intermittent reinforcement starts, okay? They're going to have to do it. The push is they become cold a lot of times. Y'all recognize this. A little distant, you know? There's some distance there. And not only that, but they seem somewhat distracted. So where they gave you all of this attention in the beginning, baby, you ain't finna get that now. No, sir. No, ma'am. No, sir. Okay? You're not gonna get that. So that's by design. And then in the push too, watch this. A lot of times in the push, they're going to ghost you. Yeah. Yeah, these clowns do that. Oh, yeah. They're going to ghost you. They're going to, they might not ghost you for a long time. It might be a day. Might be 2 days. Day and a half. You know what I'm saying? They're going to ghost you. But I got some information for that too. Baby, don't play. Because, look, if you want to jack one of them up and turn them upside down, baby. Not literally, but I'm talking about emotionally. Oh, yeah, I got the ticket for that. You don't mess with a healed person and a whole person. A narcissist, we can jack a narcissist up. One like me, yeah. Healed and whole, yeah, they can't deal with us. They can't. Yeah. If you've reached that point, and a lot of you that I know that's in my mentorship group, oh, baby, y'all at that place. Most of y'all at that place. Y'all already know what time it is. So that's what happens in the in that push-pull situation. The push-pull is just a setup for the trauma bond. It's another layer. That's why, because it's double layered, that's why that trauma bond is so crazy and it's so addictive, right? Because just as hard as they love bomb you, okay, they devalue you in the same type of way. But watch this. Here's the hook. Well, I know, I didn't mean that. You know, I was just having a bad day. Remember I told you that my boss was doing X, Y, and Z, and I was just having an issue, and blah, 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 blah. And you know I love you, and I didn't mean it. I didn't mean those words. You know I would never do that to you. That sounds familiar. I'm just asking. Y'all remember that? You remember that? So I would never do that. You thought you was like, this bird is bipolar. Some of y'all said that. This one right here is bipolar. Something wrong with him. I could just almost get, some of y'all men out there was like, yeah, something wrong with her. Okay, this one right here crazy. This backwards walking giraffe is going to run around, do that. And this is how they do it. They don't do it all at once, okay? And I mean, because they got to give you a little break. Got to give you a little break. But with that push-pull, it leads into that trauma bond and that positive intermittent reinforcement. So let me just tell you, when they're in that push-pull stage and they ghost you, you looking like, what happened? Where's my person? Why is this going on like this? How is it that they, I haven't heard from them for, in the last 24 to 48, 72 hours, 48 hours, whatever. They ghosted you. They did that because maybe you were challenging them in some type of way. Maybe you told them no. See, in that push-pull right there, when they pull you and you begin to assert some boundaries and you say, oh, well, no, I'm not going to do this, because they're going to try you and test you in every way. And if you challenge them or you're saying no to them, that's what's going to get you ghosted right there. Because what they're trying to do is reset the power dynamic to where they're in control. Y'all, I'm giving y'all straight game right here. Straight game. So they got to reset that power dynamic because the narcissist 100% has to be in control. Narcissists are very fearful, cowardly people. And they have a lot of them have an anxious attachment style. There's a whole lot of them that have an avoidant. But a person that's anxious, all the time, they're anxious all the time. That's a person that wants to control their environment because they're fearful. I mean, it makes sense. It's dysfunctional, but it makes sense. And that's what the narcissist is. You don't have to take my word for it. Go look it up for yourself. Okay? I'm talking about pure experience right here. I seen it. I had 3 of them. And it was all crazy. Okay? They all did the same thing. Push, pull, trauma bond, all of that. So that's the problem. Okay? When that push pull starts, when they start pulling you with that love bomb and that future faking and all of that craziness right there, then they start to push you away because maybe you said something or you challenged them in some type of way, and they start putting some distance in between y'all, and they cold and calloused. You know what I'm saying? And you just like, what's going on? Where's my person at that was loving me and being so kind to me? That person never existed in the first place. Are you getting me? They didn't exist. No. That was a game. That was a whole front. Yeah, but this is what they do. This is what they do. And I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to get in a live stream one day and I'm going to talk about this game right here and how you can just, when I tell you, light their whole world up. Yeah. Because see, you got to understand, they want attention. You don't give it to them. They want control. You snatch it back. I already know what time it is. I know how to get them. And see, you can learn that too. But you got to get healed first. You got to get whole. You got to know that you are enough. Okay? You are enough. But that's what happens in this push-pull game. It is it's a struggle for power. They're trying to establish and assert their control over you. And the reason it's so hard is because that push-pull comes before. That push-pull actually leads you into the trauma bond. So it reinforces that. And the trauma bond, they're gaslighting you. They're doing all of, they're projecting onto you and all of that. But you know why that's so easy for them to do? Because in that push-pull, you hung around. They were already devaluing you early on. That push-pull, and the push-pull can come, I mean, you know, it can happen anywhere throughout the addiction ship with the narcissist. But in the beginning, when they're love bombing, and then all of a sudden, you know, y'all have a bump in the road and they start pushing, it's all because you've challenged them, or you've said no, or something they didn't like, and they felt like they needed to do something, become cold, callous, distance, ghost you, or whatever, to reset the controls over you, to let you know, listen here, I'm in control of this. Well, no, you're not. Mr. Narcissist, Miss Narcissist. No, you're not. How can you control somebody when you can't control yourself? I mean, family, come on now. Come on. So that's the push-pull game exposed. That's why the trauma bond is it's so effective in keeping the survivor there. Because the survivor, we became addicted to that push-pull cycle. And then when it played into that whole trauma bond, y'all, it's lights out after that if you don't get some help. All right, fam. So listen, y'all be real good to yourselves. All right. Take care of yourselves. I love you all, fam. And I will see you healed and whole at the top. Shalom, family. Peace.